as the e-commerce giant began the coronavirus crisis by opening up 100,000 new positions. However, Amazon is now fighting its own battle with its own workers. So joining us now is Brad Stone, Bloomberg's global tech coverage leader. And Brad, Amazon is an essential business. It's seeing this massive surge in demand, but like other essential businesses, it needs to cope with the crisis. It needs to hire more workers to meet all the demand. It needs to keep its warehouses and delivery centers operating without delay, keep its workers safe, promote social distancing. How's it doing on that front?
Right. Thanks, Scarlett. Well, it's kind of a almost impossible situation for Amazon. I mean, on the one hand, as you said, demand is skyrocketing. There was one report that said grocery orders were up by a factor of 50. Traffic for the past few weeks has exceeded what they usually see on Prime Day or Black Friday, their busiest days of the year. And then on the other hand, it's just more difficult than ever to fulfill these orders and to fulfill the promises they're making to customers. They're trying to keep workers safe. They say they're doubling down on deep cleaning. They're keeping workers apart. They've suspended some of the security checks, which cause workers to line up. But at the same time, workers are distressed, and understandably so. There have been dozens of reports of reported outbreaks at facilities in New York and Pennsylvania, Southern California, and Detroit. And that's why you're seeing workers really for the first time in a long time in unison, talk about their concerns, protest outside buildings, try to draw attention to their ordeal. They certainly did not sign up for these jobs to be life-risking work.
Yeah, so Brad, I mean, obviously we heard from one of those workers last week right here on Bloomberg Television, and there are reports that there have been additional walkouts since then. Is that the case?
That's right, yes. You're referring to a worker named Christian Smalls, who was really an extraordinary situation. He was leading the protest at a Staten Island warehouse called JFK 8, and this is a warehouse that had seen some union activity in the past. I think they fired a worker last year for trying to organize. So, it had been sort of a hotbed of this kind of activity. Smalls was drawing attention to what he said were really, poor conditions at the warehouse, and then announced on Bloomberg TV that he had been fired. And Amazon was saying, well, he put his coworkers at risk for defying a quarantine and coming back when he had been exposed to the virus to lead the protest. He said it was retribution. Then a kind of nasty leaked memo from an Amazon executive leaked out where they talked about trying to paint Smalls as kind of the inarticulate leader of the organization. So, yeah, a bad time for Amazon to be feuding with its employees, but clearly it's concerned that these safety worries are going to be an entree for a larger union organizing effort, and that Amazon has always felt is sort of poison for its business model.
Yeah, the optics really are not very good here for Amazon. And we know that it's come under fire from public officials, from the New York City mayor to Senator Bernie Sanders. Brad, is all this negative PR going to get in the way of Amazon's ability to fill those positions, the 100,000 positions it was advertising?
Scarlett, I don't think so. And nor will it get in the way, I think, of Amazon's growth. I mean, it is in many ways the only game in town right now. You've got the unemployment numbers way up, restaurant workers being furloughed, retail workers being furloughed. Amazon's hiring, Walmart's hiring, Instacart is hiring, and then at the same time on the consumer side, for anyone who doesn't want to risk going to a supermarket, for anyone who can't find what they wanted to buy for Easter or just to get by at the local store, Amazon's the only game in town right now.